Hi everyone, this is Jessica Canty. I am your life and career strategist. I'm here to have another career acceleration convo with you today. Today's career convo is a live resume review. So I'm incredibly excited to introduce to you all and to say hello again to our resident resume expert. That's Capucine over there. You see her? Yay.
Hello, everybody.
Yay. We are thrilled to do yet another resume review. So, if this is the first time you've met us, let me tell you a little bit about who we are. My name is Jessica Canty again, and why do I call myself a life and career strategist? Why? Because I have a passion for helping people move from unfulfilled jobs into their dream careers. Is that you? Are you tired of dragging your behind out of bed every Monday morning and going to that cubicle you absolutely hate? Are you tired of sitting in traffic and wishing, I wish I had a different job? Are you tired of going to the bank account and having your account laugh at you because your salary doesn't match your skills? Well, you're our ideal client. And today we're going to do a resume review so you can see a little bit of what we do, how we help our clients. If you haven't seen it yet, I want you to head over. Oh, hello. Hi, Daily Inspirations. Thank you for the special hello. Hi, Makeup, what is it? MUA Professional. Hello. Thank you for joining us for this conversation. Well, let's jump into what we're doing today. I said that we're going to do a live resume review. If you haven't had an opportunity yet, head over to our YouTube channel so you can find out just about all the wonderful expertise that Capucine, that beautiful lady sitting next to me, brings to the table, a little bit about what I bring to the table, and our global career expert. It's been going on for a few weeks now. We've been offering a promotion. If you send us your resume, we will do a live resume review for free. Yep. The only investment is your time. The time to send the email with your resume and the time to hear the feedback we're going to provide for you. I have a special exclusive offer for all those who are on the video today that I'll announce towards the end of our time with each other. That means you got to hang around. If you don't already, go ahead and go grab your pen and your paper. Why don't you pull up your current resume? Because maybe your resume has some of the same critiques and feedback that we have. I don't see the young lady on here right now, but the young lady who sent her resume to us. Hi, Lita. Hope you're on. If you are, say, I'm here so that we can chat with you. We have some questions about your resume, and we want to be able to provide you directed feedback. So, without further ado, let's get started on your resume review. First of all, I think we both can say congratulations on taking a step towards your career path, right?
Most definitely.
Absolutely. We are so proud of you I know, isn't it exciting? I'm thrilled. You're right. We are so proud of you for investing in your career. A lot of people believe that they can just post their resume and the jobs will come. And then months fly by. Months turn into the first quarter of the year. And before you know it, you're in July and you still haven't heard any responses back. It's probably because of your resume. And in this case, Lita, we see some wonderful things on this resume. And can I just say something? You're not unlike most people, that you're selling yourself short.
Most definitely.
Selling yourself short. Hello, welcome. We see a wealth of wisdom, years of experience. And so if you are listening, Lita, please join in with us because we have some specific questions, but we're going to continue to give you that feedback, okay? I'm going to go ahead and pass the microphone, if you will, to Capucine because she wants to be able to brag on what she saw in your resume. Here she is.
Hello out there, Lita. Hope you're there. So I want to say this. When someone says you look good on paper, they mean it. I mean it. Mm-hmm. Because this piece of paper is the conversation you're starting with the potential employer. And you've got a wealth of experience. And the one thing I really want to point out, and I hope other folks are listening too, is reliability and stability jumps off this page. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm old school. You start a job, you got to stay there at least a year. Well, Lita, you've got more than a year of each one. 4 years at one, 4 years at another, 7 years at the other. You've got what employers look for, which is somebody who's going to stick to it and work for it. I'm not saying that you stay in a dead-end job. Not at all. I'm saying that you are willing to learn and hone your craft in a position. And people look for that.
Absolutely.
Also, the language used. You're using transformative language.
Absolutely.
She really is. It shows that you have communication skills that people are looking for. Remember, your resume is a conversation with a potential employer. So, though it's written, it's really an oral conversation because they're looking for, or hearing rather, those buzzwords. So when they see you developed something, or you enhanced something, or you built something, they know that you have the creativity, you have a skill set, you have something that they're looking for that they want in their environment.
Absolutely.
So the only thing I'm going to say is that conversation has to be in the right order.
Yeah.
So you start off by saying, I got the goods.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one. So that leaps off the page. You also say, not only do I have the goods, I know how to apply them. I am who you want on your team. That's what your resume has to say. And you do that by picking a job that you want, number one. What do you want to do? Do you want to stay in the current field you're in? If you're not sure, do a little research on the side to figure out where you want to go, but it's got to leap off this page. The employer can't have to dig down through to find what it is you want to do. So you've got the reliability, you got the stability. Now we have to get the right order and emphasis in this document. What do you say?
Absolutely, absolutely. Capucine said some pearls of wisdom, and I hope that the audience caught that, especially you, Lita. What she said is that your resume is a conversation with the reader. And what we didn't see on this resume is that you're the only option.
Right.
At the very top of your resume, you want to tell the reader, I am your only option. You need me on your team. How do you do that? By having a highlight reel, if you will, or a qualification summary. The average HR representative doesn't even get your resume until artificial intelligence looks at it. So the computer database is going to look at your resume to see if they're even going to pass it on to a human. And once it gets to a human's desk, once it gets to a human's desk, they're going to go look at it for 30 seconds. People's attention span is getting increasingly, or decreasing, I should say. The attention span of the average human is decreasing. We get things so quickly. So they want you to give it to me quick. An Instagram post can only be a certain amount of words. A video on Instagram can only be a certain number of minutes because they want you to hurry up and get to the point. And so because of that, the way your resume is set up, they would have to read all the way through it to find out why to hire you. And that's not time that they're willing to invest. Okay, so let's start at the very top of your resume. If you have your resume in front of you, let's start at the very top. First of all, beautiful at the very top. I like this. It looks
that
like
logo,
that logo looks like it's a brand. Like you're the brand that their company needs. Absolutely gorgeous. Let me give you a bit of wisdom around this email address though. I'm not going to say it on this video, but it does not ring professional to me. I propose that you start another email address that is something very simple like L dot your last name at gmail.com. Or you can go on a website like Wix. This is not sponsored by Wix, and go ahead and get your own domain. So your first name dot your last name at your first name dot last name.com. That is streamlined. That looks professional. We don't want any numbers in your email address. Unless, we don't, because they don't. The thing is, there's ageism out there, and so if someone sees a number on your email address, they may guess that you're too old or too young or not experienced enough for a position and not even give you an opportunity. Yeah. Thank you all for agreeing. This is some good information that we're sharing with you.
And no cutesy email. No cutesy email. Be cute at home.
Absolutely.
Don't be cute on this piece of paper.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So what she means by cutesy email, this is not the place to put your nickname. This is not the place to put $1 million goddess. This is not the place to put that. Earn the money and it will show up in your lifestyle. It doesn't have to show up in your email address.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So we want to make sure that you address, that's the very first. Someone said no cutesy email, Capucine. So that's right. Absolutely.
Right.
So we want to make sure that that's the very first thing. And that also sets you up for success, because if you have a separate email address just for your resumes, you're able to give it the attention, or you're just for the correspondence you'll have with potential employers. That makes it a lot easier. Right. No nasty secret at Gmail. Please don't. Please don't put that on there.
I also
Capucine wants to add something.
also wanted to say something. I haven't seen this, and this person that sent their resume in did not do this, but I want to say this to you. Don't put your picture on your resume, baby. Don't do it. Don't. I've seen people do it. Unless you are applying for a position that requires that they see your face, like you're applying for, you want to be considered for a modeling position. Do not put your picture on your resume. Okay? Now, we know we live in the United States of America, the land of opportunity. But sometimes when someone sees your face, they make a judgment. And that judgment may not be in your favor. I'm not saying that you're not an attractive young woman or a really attractive young man. That's not what I'm saying. The focus is on your skill, not on what you look like. Put the focus where it should be, which is what's going to get you in the door for a job. Those keywords, those buzzwords, not your pretty face.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. Which I can believe that all you all have gorgeous faces and handsome faces. Mm-hmm. And so we want to highlight those skills. So they will call your handsome and beautiful face in for an interview.
Right.
Okay. So the next thing, Lita, if you're going down your resume with us, we want you to look at, you have too much information on your sheet. It means that you have stellar skills, but again, 30 seconds is what they're looking, how long they're going to look at your resume. Mm-hmm. It should be one page, one front-sided page. Don't make them flip over. Don't make them work. You want to work for them. They are not working to hire you, okay? Mm-hmm. So you want it one page. And then when we were looking through it, it seems as if I think that when I said you're selling yourself short, I am quite certain that you have a whole lot more experience that you're not highlighting, most specifically around your volunteer experience. There's no skills that you've learned. There's no opportunity that you shared that makes you different from any other candidate. Now, that's on the back side of the sheet, but it should be on the front side. That's why I'm talking about that now. That should be a part of your highlight reel or your qualifications summary. Mm-hmm. And so based on your experience, I don't see you on here. If you're here, sweetie, make sure you say, hi, I'm here, so we can ask you the direct questions. But what I'm seeing is that you have a chronological resume, but I think based on your skill set, to summarize it, you should switch over to a combination resume, because I see a lot of common threads, and that way you can summarize and tell them specifically for the position that you want, this is the qualifications. Then that way you don't feel like you are limited to any one particular company. It's more so about the skills that you bring. What I'm talking about is what we at Proverbs 15:22 like to call the 3 T's of resumes. The very first T is the tool. You have to choose the correct tool. The next T is that you want to make sure you're using transformational language. What did you do? You want to avoid that task-based language. And so, Lita, that's what you did well. There was no task-based language on this. You used transformational language, but what you did not highlight was your transformational skills. And I would give you a suggestion to switch the tool from a chronological resume to a combination resume. Mm-hmm. So you can hit on all 3 of those T's. Go ahead. You want to say something?
Also, when you're trying to pare down to get to that one page, you don't need to provide your references on the resume. Mm-hmm. Okay, that you're going to give that to them when they select you. When you make it through, as we mentioned, through the artificial intelligence review with that keyword search, and you make it to the hiring manager's desk, when they call you for that phone interview, and then from that phone interview you've wowed them on the phone, you're going to give them your references. Mm-hmm. Don't waste the space. This is valuable real estate, if you will. Use that real estate well and give your skills. The references don't help give your skills. They're there for the later. Okay. All right. Also, your training. Mm-hmm. Education is fantastic. We, they can't take that from you. If you've got that piece of paper, definitely highlight it. But don't shortchange any training or certifications you may have. Mm-hmm. And depending on the field that you select, that training and certification has as much weight in some instances, in some career fields, more. I'm not saying don't get your education, not by any stretch of the imagination, but don't forget to highlight training and certification depending on the field that you're selecting to pursue.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just to kind of expound on what Capucine was saying, we went to your education and licensure section of your resume. So if you flip over and look at the resume that, while we're looking at it, this looks like you haven't had any training or education in 17 years. And looking at this experience, I know that you had training and education and had opportunities to further your skills in the past, workshops and anything that you participated in that way needs to be highlighted, because I counted the years, and from the last time since you graduated college, I don't see any additional training or investment that you've made in your professional life. And so that's what you want to highlight in the education and licensure portion, that you in fact are keeping up to date. What are some of the names of those workshops? What are some of the names of the conferences that you attended? Do you have any memberships? Let me give you an example. I am a trainer by profession in addition to being a coach. And so I'm a member of ATD. And this particular company or organization, if you will, helps to keep trainers up to date with the latest training modules, the latest technology, all these things. And so I will put that on my resume so that they can see that I've invested in myself to have an additional membership outside of what may be required of my profession. So that's something that you want to include on that. And like Capucine said, references are available upon request, and you can always make sure you stand out in that cover letter that you have, depending upon the position. And so they will see, and if they want references, they will ask for it. And it depends on the position. In my HR experience, sometimes I would call references before I called you in for an interview, but I would contact you to say, what references do you have? So like you said, it's valuable real estate. Leave that off.
Also, one more thing. Formatting, okay? In order to squeeze it down, of course, font size makes a difference. Don't make it an eye test for people to make it one page. Think about side by side. Bulleted list is great, but that bulleted list goes like this. Take your bullets, put 6 here, 6 here. If you gotta have all 12, put them side by side so that you have room. Okay, and use Microsoft Word or whatever. There's resume templates there to help you line it up. But make sure you look at your spacing and so forth so that you can get to that nice, succinct one pager. Also, when you highlight something on your resume, your highlights. I'm reiterating what Jessica said to you up front, right up front. How many years experience? You're a seasoned professional. You've got specific skill in this area. You're a team player. Even though they may sound a bit cliche, I've been reviewing resumes and hiring folks for over years. A little gray hair here. And I want to know that you know what a seasoned professional is. So if you say you're a seasoned professional, you got 3 years experience, no baby, you're entry level. Okay? If you're 5 years of experience or more, is seasoned. But if you're entry level, don't say entry level in the line. Just say you're looking for expanded capabilities. You're looking to enhance what you already have. Don't come in and saying you have something that you don't have, because the professional person can sniff out when you're not telling the truth. Okay? Okay.
Capucine just give you all types of good freebies. I hope somebody's writing that down. He's giving you all types of freebies. And we'll talk a bit about how we can help you with some of this too, because it might be something that you need additional support around. And we provide that additional support around. I'll talk a bit about that. So just by way of wrapping up your assessment, the only other thing that I didn't see was any volunteer work. A lot of times people downplay their volunteer work because they don't get paid for it. But you're gaining skills, and especially if you're in positions of leadership in your volunteer experience, that can be summarized in that combination resume. It can go under one of those headings, depending upon the position you're applying for. I've shared before on a video that one of the companies that I work with currently, I got the position based on volunteer work. A great deal of my volunteer work is what qualified me for it. And if I did not include that on my resume, I would not have been considered a candidate for the position. So please do not underestimate preparing meals for the homeless, or
Right. People like that.
or Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts of America. Don't underestimate what you do for your faith-based volunteer work. If you volunteer at your local synagogue or masjid or church, that should be highlighted. The skills should be highlighted under that combination resume. Okay, well, any final thoughts on this particular resume, Capsine, that you want to offer?
Lita, call us.
Yeah.
We can make this sing for you. Call us.
Yeah.
You're on the right path, but you need just a little bit more of assistance, and we can do that for you.
Absolutely. Okay. And that's such a great segue. Such an awesome segue to tell you all that we offer one-on-one coaching. We have a 3-month program and a 6-month program. And if any of what we said today struck a chord with you, it's time to make a move for the success of your career. So how do you do that? And what was that exclusive offer I was talking about at the beginning of our conversation? Well, first of all, you do that by sending your by sending your resume to jessicacanty@jessicacanty.com. Again, that's jessicacanty@jessicacanty.com. Send your resume over so we can give you a free resume review. And guess what? If you send it today, before midnight Eastern Standard Time, we're going to send you our resource on interview hacks. So not only are you going to get your resume reviewed, you're going to get live feedback, and at no extra cost to you, you're going to get our resource of interview hacks. Because once this resume is cleaned up, you are going to get that interview. Okay, how many years should you put on a resume? That is a great question.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to be very careful about how I answer this question, because some people will talk about the actual chronological year, but it's about the experience. So if you have had experience since 1999, I'm not telling you to leave that off your resume, but you want to include that in the summarization of how many years you've been doing this. So say 1999 is what? Was it over 20 years of experience? So I'm not going to put 1999 on my resume. I'm going to put over 20 years of experience.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And then you can even be very careful about the year that you graduated from school, because you want to make sure that the person who's reviewing your resume doesn't have any questions on whether or not you're capable of doing the job, because ageism is real. Going both ways to generation. Oh, you're too young or you're too old. Mm-hmm. So I highly suggest you highlighting the number of years, not the year it took place. Did you want to say something to that?
Also, when you have decided the position that you're going to work in, right, and you know that you have 20 years experience, let's say in program management, okay, that's the skills that you're going to put on there. You're not going to go back and say that you worked at McDonald's 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. You're going to focus on the jobs that actually gave the experience for that. And you may think, well, maybe that's going to leave gaps or holes in your, if you're using the chronological format. It won't if you put those summary years, as Jessica said, in the qualification summary. You won't have the gap if you just put the skill up there. Okay.
Absolutely. Right. And to Capucine's point, if your project management skills began at McDonald's, go ahead and throw that on there. If you ran lunchtime rush at McDonald's, that's program management. You have crisis intervention skills. Okay? So we want to make sure you highlight that. No job is insignificant. Mm-hmm. It's the experience that you garnered from it. Mm-hmm. And that's what a lot of times happens. People will say, well, I worked at Walmart when I was 16. But did you learn customer service skills that now suit you? So you need to put that you had that amount of years of customer service experience. And you don't need to put the date that you worked at that local retailer or that local pharmacy, wherever it is that you worked. Great question. Mm-hmm. That was such a great question. And I'm glad you asked the question, because I was a bit rude. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask it while we're having this conversation. So it's more so the skills, not the employer, not the year that you worked there. What did you get from there? Mm-hmm. Because we understand that certain jobs, depending upon the way the contract worked, it may have been out of your control that you only worked there for 3 months.
Right.
Or like if you're an intern, it's really out of your control how long the school year lasts.
Right.
Or like if you're like Capucine has done some contract work before, that's why she's nodding her head.
Yeah.
Sometimes contracts end and it really is not your through no doing of your own that you only worked there for 4 months. The
Right.
contract ended. So again, that's why you need to focus on the skill, not necessarily the duration of why you were there. Okay. All right, you all. So I gave you an exclusive offer. The thing is, if you all wouldn't mind, say thank you to Swag Her Magazine for bringing this quality information to you all. If you like what you heard, say bring them back. Bring those ladies back from Proverbs 15:22 Personal Growth Coaching, because we're here to help you. So how to get in contact with us? You can definitely direct message. Oh, thank you so much for saying this is awesome information. You can definitely contact us through Swag Her Magazine. They will get in contact with us. Or you can head over to my Instagram page, and that's at Jessica Canty. And you can head over to this beautiful lady's Instagram page as well, Abdulaziz Capucine. And you can email me because you're going to send me a resume today. Yay, bring them back. Yay. We plan on staying. So as long as they keep us, we will definitely stay. So I'm going to put the email address in the comment section and pin it. We're going to put this on the story. And if you missed any part of our conversation, this will also be uploaded to my YouTube account, and that's Jessica Canty. So you have really no excuse. You have no barrier to your excellence. So you all, I don't see any more questions. Let's see. I don't see any more questions. I appreciate all the love that you are providing. So until next time, friends, I'm going to wave at this person. Thank you for joining our call. There she is. Take over care. There. Don't forget, midnight, send your resume. We'll send you an interview hack to get you ready for your dream career. See you all soon.